Hey guys, it's Andrew here. In the last video, we took a look at breaking down classful legacy IP addresses, right? So the classful addresses, we looked at our A class addresses, our B class, and our C class ranges, all right? And we said, you know, based on our value, we had our different ranges. We had our A, B, C, D, and E, right? And our different ranges, we could always tell based on this first octet, this first set of values, whether or not it was considered an A, a B, a C, maybe even a D or an E down in the multicast or reserved range. All right, you know, so based on that, we could say that this is an A class address, right? Right. So we know 10.32.55.78 is an A-class address, but again, based on the old system, that would mean that this would have to range from 10.0.0.0 all the way up from 10.0.255 to 255.255, right? And this could exist anywhere in some 16.7 or so million combinations of different addresses, all right? And that's it. That's all we have to work with, right? And we looked at it and we said, whoa, dude, that is way too wasteful. What can we do to, you know, maybe trim that up a little bit? And how could we define the scope of this address, right? The scope, or the range in which this operates, right? How much of this is actually considered our network, the network portion of address? So we're going to start looking into what is a network portion of an address and what's a host portion of address. And even better to determine that, let's build a simple analogy here. All right. So I'm going to apologize for my bad drawing in advance, but imagine we have a street. All right. And we got a little road here. All right. And somewhere on this street we have some houses. So I'm going to try to draw a house. This could end badly. All right. Okay. Let's keep it very simple. Okay, that's a house. All right, bad looking house, but we're going to go with it anyway. All right, so these houses have really bad roofs, and they're only two-dimensional. But here on 2D street, all right, on two-dimensional street, we have a street here, all right? And going down the street, we have different houses, all right? So we have a street, and then we have different houses, and each house is going to have a number. Let's say this is the even side of the road, so 10 and 20. Let's make this 15, okay? So on our street, we could probably give it a name. All right, I'll call this Main Street. All right, on Main Street, we have different houses on our street, okay? So as we go down the road here, our street always remains the same. This is 10 Main Street, this is 20 Main Street, and this is 15 Main Street, right? We always see that the street itself doesn't change, right? But the houses along the street all have a unique identification. And that is, you know, kind of like our analogy here, where our street is going to be our network. Our houses are going to be our hosts. All right. So we can clearly see that the street is, you know, where we exist, where all of our devices or all of our houses exist, and each house has a different number, all right? In IP addressing, the network portion of the address, whatever that may be, somewhere in here, right? The network portion of the address is where our different hosts, maybe we'll have some hosts over here, where our different hosts, network hosts, different hosts exist, all right? And we need to come up with a way to define this range. Now in the classful system, we just said A, you know, this was our network address, and then everything over here, so coming from this side to this side, that was the host range. That's it, all right? That's what you're stuck with, okay? You know, not the best system. All right, let's take a look at a different address here as an example, right? So maybe we might have a common address like, I don't know, 192, 168, 10.15, all right? Now, in our old system, all right, we would say this is a C-class address, falls in the 192, and it would have a subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. Okay, so we can start to take a look at this and see a pattern here, right? So this is a C class, right? Give me a second here. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. Let's get rid of this here. Okay. And let's just try to get that as close as we can. All right. Oop, there goes the rag. All right, doing this in red, all right? And in an A class, we said 255.0.0.0 is our subnet mask, all right? So taking a look at this, we can actually see our subnet mask kind of line up with where our network exists and where our hosts exist, okay? So we take this here, we kind of draw a dotted line here and here. So where our subnet mask, moves from 255 to 0 in our classful system, we can see that this is going to represent the network portion of our address, and these guys over here is going to be the host. Same thing over here. This is the network portion, this 10, and these are all my different host combinations over here. Okay. Now we'll go into this a little bit deeper on the next couple of videos, but really wanted to drive home the point here that the subnet mask, this guy right here, right? This subnet mask is going to define where our network begins and where it ends, all right? So we can identify the network portion of address and our different host addresses. Or as the analogy goes, this is our street here, right? This is Main Street, and I live in house number 15, okay? Okay, so just wanted to give you an idea what we're looking at here with our subnet masks, all right? So in the next video, we're going to take a look at a notation called CIDR, classless interdomain routing. We don't really have to get into, like the acronym and what's going on with CIDR, but I just wanted to show you guys this prefix notation that you're going to see a lot more of, and then we'll move into actually breaking down our IP addresses into binary and actually breaking down our subnet masks into binary to determine where our networks begin, end, and everything in the middle. So see you guys in the next one.